Yo, what's up, Low Gang?
We're back, and we're not the Low Gang.
Remember when that was like super popular?
What's up, Jake Paulers?
Doing the Low Gang. What's up, Low Gang? Maverick or what? Maverick, something like that. Remember?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
Yeah,
I once upon a time, yes, I once was a Maverick. Yeah,
I was actually
I was a low gangster.
a Jake Pauler back in the day.
No,
I don't think you
You're
realized.
weird,
I don't think
bro.
you
You're
realized how
weird.
much that divided our 5th grade class, bro. Like arguments at lunch on the daily.
Could divide a nation. Which brother?
I think at first I was Jake Pauler, and then I got older, and I was like, yo, I actually like Logan a lot more.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't stand Jake Paul.
Yeah,
I was like, nah.
yeah.
Dude, I don't know. It was a wild time in our lives.
I was actually more of like my favorites were like FaZe, you know?
FaZe.
Yeah,
like
you remember
FaZe
the FaZe
Rug.
clan? Yeah.
I
was more of like
I've only
a-
watched FaZe Rug.
Oh, I liked FaZe Adapt. He was my favorite,
Yeah.
and FaZe Banks was all right. He was just yeah,
I didn't even watch FaZe Rug when he was gaming. I only watched his like
yeah,
prank
same.
videos and
Yeah.
stuff.
No, bro, my favorite, FaZe Adapt was my favorite, and right now I freaking love Tico. You know who that is?
No.
He's like Swedish. He's like the most like chill guy. Like he's like always happy. He's a lot like you.
Is he a gamer?
He used to be, but now he doesn't really like. I mean,
No.
he still plays video games, but like, he's more like does vlogs on his YouTube channel now. You know.
And what does he do?
I think it's just Tico, which is his name. Actually, it might not be his name, but that's
Tico?
I think so. He's Swedish. He's like
Hmm.
the happiest, most chill guy ever, though.
You know the channel I do watch? Yes Theory?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Ah, do you see it? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's great, dude.
But you
They're
know
cool.
the YouTuber who like freaking got me through 4th grade back when I was like a little chubby gamer kid.
Oh,
Dan TDM, bro.
damn.
I was the biggest Dan TDM fan.
I like Dan TDM. We used to watch this one guy, Stampy. whatever,
Hello,
Minecraft
this
videos.
is Stumpy, bro. I freaking loved him.
Dude,
Yeah,
those were wild times. We were desperate. Jason made like a drawing for
yeah.
him.
Oh my
And then
god.
we like, I forgot what we did with. I think we emailed it or something.
Oh my gosh.
But we're like, hey, here's this picture. Show it in your next video. And he doesn't show it. He doesn't like if people ask him to show it, he doesn't show it.
Oh no.
So we're like, here you go. Yeah, he never showed it.
Dang.
Big story. But yeah, Yes Series is the one I watch.
Yeah.
I think it's the one I watch the most now. That and Church Front.
Yeah.
You know Church Front?
I think
They
I've
like-
heard- yeah.
I don't know. They show a lot of stuff from like different churches, like the tech
Yeah.
and like run through and all that. They're pretty cool. They give you like tips and stuff. For like,
Yeah.
I watched this one that they did on TikTok. It was about lighting. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't watch like a ton of YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
I'm on surprisingly I'm on at least for like church stuff. I'm on Instagram probably the most.
Instagram.
Yeah, because I follow like a lot of church accounts on Instagram.
Yeah.
One guy that's my favorite. He's been with like he's actually like saying he's like a solo artist, but he's just
Yeah.
been involved in like many different bands.
Ooh.
The most popular, Hillsong and Free,
Yeah.
Alexander
Oh.
Papas or
Yeah.
Papas or
Alexander Poppy. Something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I freaking love that guy.
He's cool. Wait, he posts stuff on Insta?
All the time.
Like it's just stuff about his life or like
No, just like it's like randomly,
tips
just
and
like
stuff.
just like acoustic covers of songs,
Oh,
like stuff he's
nice.
working on. I don't know. I
that's
like it.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. All the like stuff like that, like church stuff, like learning stuff about worship or something. You like YouTube.
Yeah.
I would watch on YouTube, but then TikTok. There's a lot of like MDs that I
Yeah.
follow on TikTok. That's so
Yeah, you
cool.
showed me
They
a
like give you
couple.
tips about MDing, and this one guy Collins, he plays drums. He's pretty cool. He shows stuff about like MDing, playing drums for worship. he like different fills you can do. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think I could. Honestly, being realistic, I don't know if I could MD because like if I liked the song, I could not help. I'd just be in the MD mic like, just like
And then like I see lighting, I hear I will make room. Oh, what's that one video where they have crowd mics in their in-ears and then this guy walks up super close and he's like, we need a move.
This is a move.
Yeah.
Turn the crowd mics off. Turn the crowd
Turn the
mics
crowd
off.
mics off. Turn the crowd mics off. We are here for you. Turn the crowd mics
Bruh.
off. We
Oh,
go and do
That video.
why you do it. We need a move.
Oh man,
That was my favorite
that video
like
is
worship
great.
fail video thing I've
Yeah.
seen. I don't know. Have you had any worship fails? Like with you? Like anything like with in-ears or like you said something
Yeah.
weird on stage or something?
Well, I have two that aren't technically fails.
Yeah.
One wasn't a fail; it was just really stressful.
Yeah.
And then the other is just I don't really know if it was a fail because I couldn't hear myself. But
Okay.
last
What was
Wednesday,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
When like
last Wednesday, I was like leading worship, as in like I was setting up the songs, the set list. You know, I was leading everything. And I just set it up as like we had 3 songs and our 3 vocalists led a song, so it was even because I just like to have like everyone leading a song. That's just I don't know, that's how I like to do it. And right before we started, Freddie came up to me. He goes, "Hey," now this was like 20 minutes before group
yeah.
like would start, and he was like, "Hey, I actually have to be in the sound booth, so you're gonna have to like lead all of it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I would lead these songs I don't know fully and keys I don't sing in."
Yeah.
So,
That was
yeah.
fun.
And then Kamika, when we changed the set list
Oh, yeah.
7 times.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Once was on
was
stage
wild.
right before we started.
Not my best moment.
Yeah. And the other, which is a complete 100% worship fail, was Spanish service. When I played piano for Spanish service and my in-ears kept falling out. So for the first half, I had to play piano like with this hand, and like with the other I was playing with one hand because I had to hold my in-ears from falling out.
Yeah.
And then the second session of Spanish service, they fell out and I just couldn't do anything, so I just played without in-ears and hoped I was
Nice.
like on timing.
You're doing pretty good. I was watching you. But yeah, I don't know. I think I got a lot of fails. I got multiple voice cracks
Yeah.
and different things.
Yeah, you showed me that one the first time you led worship. What was the song you were doing?
Which one?
You showed me.
I think the one with the voice
yeah.
crack I showed you
Yeah.
was when I
Yeah, that was
went to go
not-
play at Camp River Crest.
Yeah, but you told me about the first time. I think it was like Corey had you lead worship. No, or was it?
Oh
Jay?
yeah, okay, yeah, it was youth group, and I wasn't like leading vocally yet. I was like kind of doing backup, but like I was not good at singing. I was like, I wasn't good, and he's like, Freddie, I'm gonna have you lead this so I can go down and pray for some people. I was like, oh, me? And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay. So I'm playing, and I still don't really know how to like sing and play yet. So I'm like, oh gosh, dude. And I'm like trying, and I'm like super nervous, and my voice is super shaky. And then me being shaky, not a great singer, and just like super nervous, just threw everything off. And I was like, there's no shadow you won't you won't climb up.
Oh, no.
Just like that the whole song, and I was like, oh gosh.
That was
Yeah.
that was me last week. That was the first time I've ever done worship without Freddie.
Yeah.
And like, and it's like, number one, I only lead songs at like youth events. I don't like lead for adults yet.
Yeah.
Number one, I just don't. I'm not scheduled for that. And number two, I don't really care as much because like I don't know. I just like doing youth stuff. But yeah, I was so nervous, and like I know I looked nervous and I probably sounded nervous.
Yeah.
Like yeah, that was the first time I'd ever led worship to begin with. Like fully led everything, and I didn't have Freddie there, so I was like,
It's
oh, what
fun.
do I do?
It was a fun time. I'm trying to think. There was like another fail I had other than me wearing that relaxed gringo shirt on Sunday. But oh dang it, I've had a lot, and it's hard to like. I'm trying to like think of a certain one that was like a fail.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I remember. So, it was like when I like first started like actually starting to like lead the whole youth worship team,
Yeah.
and this is like when it was just like me, Jason, Jada, Jordan, like just us four, and Michael, and uh, and we didn't even have the soundboard or speakers yet. We had Amazon speakers,
Oh my gosh.
and we used a Rodecaster Pro as our soundboard, which was freaking hard, and I had to run it by myself while doing worship.
Oh my gosh.
So like the volume, I had to like try to use my feet to like kind of control the volume,
Ooh.
and I used it to also run pads. So
Yeah.
the Bluetooth thing, I connected it to my phone. I ran pads from there. I'm a freaking genius. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I was doing all that, and then and like I'm like already nervous because like there were so many things that were going wrong. And I was like, oh dude, and we're doing a new song, and it was "This Is the Kingdom" by Elevation, which is already like so. And I'm playing acoustic too, so like I don't have a piano for the song too. So I was like, I don't know,
Yeah.
but we're going at it, and then Jay walks in to the room, and then I got extra nervous because the last time I led worship Jay trusted me to lead worship for their Christmas Eve service, and I bombed that. Oh, that's the fail. That's another fail. I bombed it. I wasn't prepared. I didn't like fully learn the songs. They were like all Christmas songs that I had no idea what I was doing.
Oof.
I was super nervous, and I had Zach Rivera lead all the songs vocally,
No.
and oh my god, it was not good. But I'm like, oh no, this is his second time seeing me lead, and I'm like, this is gonna be bad. I was like, okay, hopefully this is good. And then everything started going all over the place.
Oh.
We're singing, and then like the volume's not right. I'm like, oh no. And then like I'm trying to go, and like we forgot the lyrics. We forgot what part of the song we were on. We're like, no, dude. And we kept trying to pull through, and then after worship, they're like, not the best,
Yeah.
not the best. And they're like, there's some people, I didn't really like that song.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, okay, hold on, don't blame the song. I was like, it wasn't executed poorly. It was executed poorly.
Yeah.
But it's a good song. But yeah, that was, I don't know, that was crazy. I just remember being like super stressed.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm like, oh crap, what am I doing? And I don't know.
Yeah.
That whole thing was just crazy.
That's how I felt last week. Like I kept, because I don't know, I was just worrying so much. Number one, I was worrying about lyrics.
Yeah.
Because like doing backup vocals, I only like really memorized the chorus and bridge.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, I didn't really have to help out with the verses.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn them completely in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was trying to like not like mess up my voice and like have a voice crack because I was singing like 3 keys past what I can usually sing in. And then like I was not focused on worship enough at all. I kept like looking at the people in the crowd trying to figure out like by their reactions if I was doing good or not. Yeah, I kept like looking at people trying to see what they were thinking, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. I like it's kind of hard, but I'd say like probably during times like those, just kind of close your eyes and just be like, all right, God, you got this, bro.
Mhm.
You help me out. I was like, I've had a lot of times where I've had to do that, or like I don't know what's happening, and I just close my eyes. I'm like, all right, God, you got this. You take over now. You can do this. So like I'll just like sit there, close my eyes, and just worship.
Yeah.
And then it turns out good
For the most part.
yeah. When that happens, I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have any like worship wins yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, which ones?
2 kind of 3 big ones come to mind.
Okay.
I'll go in order of like how special they are to me.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so First one,
Yeah.
is when youth led worship on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
That was like really awesome because like that was the first chance we got to show like everyone of the church how good our youth worship team really is, and like we took advantage of it because we did awesome.
Went off. The Holy Spirit used
Yeah,
us, bro.
and we got a lot of good feedback. And then next would be Kamika, the first night.
When we went for
Yeah.
the winter retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna highlight. I'll always talk about this. This is like so dope. I got on my knees for the last song because it was like a slow song, and I just got on my knees in worship. Like Jeff calls it bowing before God.
Mhm.
And this little girl,
Yeah.
just got on her knees right by me and started like praying with me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is why we do
Like
it
that.
right here.
Nice.
And then top one
Okay,
is
what's
the
top
women's conference, bro.
one? Oh yeah.
2 hours almost of straight revival, completely unplanned.
Yeah.
Just going wherever the Spirit took us. We had random like people from the crowd hopping up on stage, grabbing a microphone, singing with us, and we just it just took off.
It was crazy.
It was one of the most like reactive times
Yeah.
of worship I've ever
I
had.
didn't even know that Kaylin got up there too.
Well, I had to force her almost.
Oh my god.
I looked at her like 5 times. I was like, come on. And she was like, no. I was like,
Oh my
and then finally
god.
she got up there and stood behind me.
Yeah,
And I just like held the mic out to her. She was
Oh
like,
my
fine.
God.
I was like, yeah. And then she did good.
Nice. Yeah. I get some worship wins. You already know. The next conference. That one was okay. That was like the second biggest thing that I got asked to do worship for.
Yeah.
Other than the Christmas Eve service.
Yeah.
So I was like, come on, like let's not make this another Christmas Eve service.
Yeah.
And I popped off, bro.
Yes.
I got all the songs. I got all the people.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be more like a soft, like maybe just acoustic
Mm-hmm.
and like vocals. But I was like, I don't know. I don't know. That's just not me. I like having everyone there. But I'm like, okay. So I text Maddie. I'm like, Maddie, yo, you wanna sing? She's like, okay. And I was like, cool. I was like, Kaylin, you wanna sing? She goes, all right. I was like, cool.
Yes.
Cool. I was like, Dalton, you wanna sing? He goes, yeah. I was like, nice. Like, Hunter, you wanna sing? He's like, I can't, I have work. I was like, okay.
No, that's not even how it went down. No, I was supposed to sing. I was gonna be up on stage. I was so ready.
Yeah.
And then my mom, she's like, hey, planned a family vacation.
Oh yeah.
I was like, no.
You were in New Orleans, right? Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I would love to go to
Forgot
New
about
Orleans,
that.
but like, you know, like my mom, like every day, she was like, you don't look very happy to be here. I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong. This place is cool, but like, I'm missing the conference and like.
That was crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I forgot about that. But he was on vacay. I was like, dang. So then I got Jason on bass and Michael on drums, and Dalton was playing acoustic and singing, and I was originally gonna play like acoustic or electric, but then I was like, this just doesn't sound right. So I got onto my piano for Another in the Fire, and we went through that song, and we went from start to ending during practice, and I were like, oh, dude, that sounded banging.
Yeah.
That was good. The harmonies were on point.
Yes.
Everything sounded amazing. I was like, nice, cool. I was like, I'm feeling a little more confident.
Yeah.
Had more experience leading worship by that time, so I was like, okay, we got this. We get up there, getting a little nervous. I'm like, oh man. I was like, don't want another Christmas Eve service, bro. And then, so like, I'm just chilling there. I'm like, anxiety and all that can get the freak out of here because the Holy Spirit about to beat them up. So we get up there, we start going, and bingo, boingo, boingo, dude. We went off, and worship was crazy. And then we get off, we come back on, and we're doing our gratitude, and that was like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
I saw a video of it. I showed it last time, but I'll show it again because it was like dope. But like, as I was playing gratitude, and I don't know, that it was cool because everybody was singing along, and we're all worshiping together. And I love when everybody like worships together, kind of like a family, and like how we like how we would like in heaven all together, just worshiping God.
Yeah.
And it was cool. So I'm gonna show it real quick. Yeah, little backstory about me playing that blue piano there. That's mine. It's a Yamaha MX61, I think.
Yeah. 61.
61. Yeah, I always like forget the number, but I don't know. I got it for Christmas a couple years ago, and I was playing the Nord that we have. Freaking amazing, and it's great, but the settings on it are whack and terrible.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna use my keyboard because at least I know what I'm doing with it, and I can like get a good sound out of it.
Yeah.
So I had piano layered with the pads sound effect that it has on it, which are freaking amazing. And it sounded really good. So I was like, I'm gonna use that instead.
And
So I moved it.
I played piano on it eventually.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I have it somewhere on here. I'll get it like loaded on here. But
Oh gosh.
yeah, Hunter played Panano.
I did.
Oh, crap.
Before I led vocals,
This is
I
true.
did Panano.
Dude,
I
where
actually
is it?
I did backup keys for Super Kids Camp here in Grand Island. After like one piano lesson from Freddie.
You did. I remember that.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, Hunter, you want to play? Because you're like kind of learning at Kamika.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, you're going to play. He's like, what? And then he ended up playing
Yeah.
after I taught you a couple stuff.
Yeah. You know, honestly, that's kind of been like the story of like me and Freddie, as like Freddie being my mentor, is like I'll be like really stressed, like not ready, I think. And then Freddie's like, hey, you're going to do this. I'm going to be like, no, but like, Freddie, you don't understand. Like this time it's too far. Like I'm like I literally can't do this. And he's like,
Like,
no,
no, you got it.
you're going to do it.
You got it. And then what do you know? You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, you get it.
Yeah.
Like worship, you still did good. That was good.
Yeah.
Even though you feel like you're like, oh, it was still good.
Yeah. I've kind of just like grown to like accept it and be like, ah, it's just Freddie.
Do it. I know what I'm doing.
Like every time, like when I first joined the worship stream, Freddie would like change the key, and I'll be like, okay, for these other musicians who have been playing music for 2 years, this might be all right. I've had 2 piano lessons, Freddie. And, like I would get stressed, and then like now you change something, you're like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, get used to. Okay, if you're in worship and you're not used to change, you gotta learn how to get used to it. 'Cause,
Especially if you're in worship with Freddie.
yeah, I don't know. I like to flow a lot. And before I like flowed a lot, I was like super set on like the stuff I had planned. And it was like strictly the songs that I picked. Those ones are strictly the only ones that we're going to do. We're not going to do any other ones, just those ones. Nothing will change, and just keep doing that. And then I found that the more that I did that, like it just felt, I don't know. I just felt like I was just following like a rule or something. Like just, okay, we're doing this one. We can't change it.
Yeah.
And then like we were like actually going at it during worship, and then like I just felt like we had to do a certain song that I didn't have planned, but I was like, I know it. I can do it. And so we ended up doing it. And then we just like kept flowing and flowing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just like that spontaneous like Holy Spirit takeover.
Yeah.
Just boom.
I think that's the best kind of worship, because like I don't know, like when you set a plan, I mean that doesn't mean it's still not going to work, but like
yeah.
like when we just like change the set list like as we're going
Oh, yeah.
on stage,
That one's
like
not good.
but like you know when there's just like a change to like the set list because like you're just feeling it, you know, you're like going with the Holy Spirit, you know.
Mhm.
And like I don't know, the worst thing you can do is like have this like strong feeling that you need to like change something or do something different,
Yeah.
and just like ignore it and go against it.
Yeah.
It's like
And,
yeah, I'm happy we like, sometimes maybe stressful and like hard, but like I don't know, I'm happy we like, go with what
yeah.
the Holy Spirit's putting on us.
Yeah. Like, and even like there's a lot of times where like we won't change anything with the set list at all because like I was just like before I picked the songs, I'd spend time worshiping and praying and be like, what message are we trying to,
Right.
give during this moment? Like what are we trying to do here?
Right.
And then I'll get like these songs in my head. I'm like, all right, we do it, and then it ends up being like the best ones. Like all the songs from the next conference that I picked, I picked a bunch of other ones before that like I don't think they would have worked, but I just took some time worshiping, and then all the songs just in my head, and I was like, okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's how I like to like pick songs. I don't know, it's really fun like when you're getting to like worship and like
Mhm.
especially like leading worship to like see how your style just like is.
Yeah.
Like Freddie freaking like thrives when it's like, okay, you know what, we're just gonna change. This is what I'm feeling.
Oh yeah,
I
I can do that easily.
Yeah, I am not quite as good at that, and like I don't know, I like to just like I don't know, with Freddie like a lot. It's like 1 second we don't have a set list, and 2 seconds later we just got one, and then it just keeps changing. I like to just like I don't know. I just like literally sit down in my room, close all my windows, all that, turn all the lights off, and just like lay down and like worship and
Yeah.
just like I don't know. There's never been a time where like I just don't think anything's on my heart. Like there's always been something that shows up. That's what I think. I
Yeah.
think someone needs to hear this song and this song.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I usually just stick with those.
For real. And I don't know. It's like, what is it? When I like plan to have like a set list and stuff, and like I started like learning how to like flow through songs. I like memorized so many songs because of Spanish service. Because like there's sometimes where we'll play the same song a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what song? Like, "Oh Come to the Altar," "Waymaker," what else? "Graves into Gardens." I think I just memorized that one on accident. Oh, Praise the Name. I have not memorized a chorus for that yet. Yeah. "Cornerstone." Not really. Just a chorus and the bridge and instrumental, but the verses I get a hard time. But there's like so many songs that I like memorized in my head that like kind of help me to flow. So I guess like memorizing chords and songs like help a lot. Like when you feel like I don't know, there's been times during worship where like I felt like we had to go into a song, but I had no idea how to play it and I didn't have time to like go through it.
Yeah.
And I ended up missing it. I'm like, oh. And there was one time I did it and I was just playing random chords and it still worked, but it didn't sound all that great.
Yeah.
But like it still worked for the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like being able to change and adapt and like think like fast on your feet during worship are, I don't know, probably one of the most like important things to have, being able to just do stuff like that.
Yeah, just like go with the flow.
Yeah, like problem solve really fast. Like what was it? There was, I don't know, there's been multiple times where things have gone wrong, like sound issues, or like someone's not able to come and sing, or somebody's not able to come and play, and then we had to like change and adapt to that or what's happening. And it's a little hard with youth worship because they're youth.
Yeah.
So like they can't really, there's not a lot of times that you can be with them to practice, and there's like they can't be there super early because of school. They can't be there super late because of school and work and stuff. So it's like, I don't know, it's really hard. And like if they can't come because of like a family thing or like it's like some kids in instance, like if they get grounded, like there's some people that will like ground their kids from going to youth group.
Yeah.
And you're like, and you gotta like figure out how to work around that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it just took a lot of time to learn how to work with that. But I don't know. I'm pretty flexible with all that since like I've had to work through all of that before.
Yeah.
So now if like somebody's like, "Hey, I'm not able to come and like play," or I'm not able to sing, I'm like, "All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for the heads up." Wow. So then I just plan something for that. Like if Kaylin wasn't able to come and sing, we're like, all right, if we had a song that only she was gonna be able to sing, change the song.
Mm-hmm.
Like not that big a deal. But
Yeah.
if it's probably like a Sunday thing, that'd probably be a little, a little bigger
Yeah.
problem. Like if it was like consistent, like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not able to come, like, yo, my dude, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
It's not youth group, it's Sunday. But I don't know. I don't know. Just being able to problem solve fast is
Yeah.
pretty good
And like
thing to have.
even like this like kind of goes with it, but like this is just like what I've learned so
Yeah.
far in my limited experience like leading.
Yeah.
But just like the ability to just like not dwell on things, because like which the biggest thing that's helped me learn this is just like being under like you and like
Yeah.
just like how you handle things. Just like if something happens and it just goes wrong, like time that you spend dwelling on it and being mad
Yeah.
about it like takes just more time to like figure out, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go this direction.
Mhm.
And like if you just take time being mad at it, that's just less time you have to like focus on what you still have to do and what you have to get done.
Yeah. Like, or what I call it is like leaving emotion and stuff at the door.
Right.
Like there's some times where like something will go wrong in your life, or like just something's not right and you're about to go to church, and I don't know, I feel like if I take that in with me, it's going to affect everyone around me. So like
Yeah.
if I'm upset and I'm like, I go to practice being upset, then I'm going to get annoyed real fast by
Yeah.
some people and be like, hey, stop. I don't know. I just know that I'm not going to be like a great person to be around if I bring that into church. So I always leave it outside
Mm-hmm.
before I come in. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's bad or something, but like leave it at the door, come in and just have my heart set on serving
Right.
and worship, and then just spend that time worshiping. And like even during those worship moments, like yeah, they're at the door, but also acknowledge how I feel during worship and just give it all to God and just like, just help me out. And usually by the time worship's over, like I'm already like I'm good. Like whatever was at the door is gone.
Yeah.
And I feel pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think it was Chris or something that told me that was kind of good, just being able to leave it there. Because I know that there are some people that would like be upset and come to church and lead, and you could like tell that they're upset, and like it affected how the kids reacted to stuff, and it just affected how they felt.
Right.
So I learned to just leave it out there, and then still work on it, but just leave it so it doesn't affect any of the kids.
Yeah. And like even just like use that time of worship not just to like lead others, but like use that for yourself, and use that to help you just like focus on what's really important.
Bro.
Like I've had so many experiences like since I've started like discipling, I'll call it, in the church, and like getting more into worship and deciding like this is what I want to do. And, like the more serious you get, the more you like turn away from like your old, how you used to be. And like I don't know, you see like a lot of people just like aren't down with that. They're not cool with it.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know, it's good, but it's still like it dwells on you sometimes. But just like using that time of like worship to like focus on, okay, I don't have these people anymore, but I mean, this time of worship helps me realize like I have the only one ultimately that I do need.
Yeah.
Which is always like, good, because like whatever you lose and like whatever happens to you, like you're always gonna have God.
Yeah.
Which is something I've like, where it's really helped me.
Yeah. So then like another thing that I'll say are like a couple tips and tips and tricks. What's up, guys? Like for leading worship, or like just leading a worship team, or like if anybody's watching and they like need some help with the worship team. I'm not like I'm not like the best. Like I'm not like the world's best.
Freddie's not the textbook example.
Yeah,
of, like
I'm
how
like
to,
so I don't know. Like I never went to college for like worship ministry and all that. Like I've never gone into any programs or anything that teach you that. I've just everything that I've learned are all through experience and like trial and error and just I don't know, just having a connection with God. And I'd say like for team building is like I don't know, just having like a strong team is super important to me.
yeah,
And like if you don't have a strong team, then like you're not going to work well with each other.
right.
Worship's going to get affected from that because you're not all working
Mhm.
together as a team. And yeah, it just gets a little tricky. But so some of the stuff I'll do is like pizza nights. We'll get pizza nights and just have that time to bond with everyone, where everybody can just have a time to hang out with each other, and just eat some za. And like we had laser tag on last Friday. That was a really cool time for everybody to just hang out with each other. And another thing is like I just have that kind of idea set that like this is a family,
Mhm.
and that like all together we're all leaders in worship. We're all the same. We're all doing the exact same thing. We're all children of God, and just I don't know, just treat each other like you're just like the greatest family. And like it so far doing pretty banging.
Yeah.
We're doing great. We got I don't even know how many people on the worship team. There's a lot, but
It's been expanding
yeah,
recently, so that's good.
I don't know. It's cool. Like even when we get new people, like the whole worship team, like automatically, like they just all become friends, like that.
Yeah.
They hang out with each other a lot.
It takes like a certain level of like selflessness to be on. I mean, like to be in any band, but especially a worship team,
Yeah,
because like you have to realize, number one, you can't do it all on yourself. Like,
Yeah.
no matter which way it goes, you have to trust the people you're like worshiping with.
Mhm.
Because if there's no trust, then you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And like, you have to appreciate everyone being there,
Mhm.
and like, you have to realize that you are not the main attraction.
Yeah.
Like, you are not the center of the stage.
Uh-huh.
Number one, no one in the band is the center of the stage. Like,
No one
Jesus gets front and center.
all day
So
gets the spotlight.
yeah, you have to leave your ego at the door with your emotion
Yeah.
to be on the worship team.
Bring a chip on your shoulder. We're gonna take that chip off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So like, just tip number one, it's just like make sure that you have time to spend with the worship team and bond with them. Even if that means like having pizza parties, taking them out to eat, or you're like going to eat with them. We went to go eat at La Mexicana with them last time, and I don't know, just like planning stuff to do with each other that helps grow friendships and bonds. And the more that we hang out, like I don't know, we're just I don't know, it's like we're all like really close with each other.
Yeah.
And it's like a family. So like when we're doing worship, like we don't care. Like we're all chilling. We're like, yes, bro, yeah.
It doesn't,
Like, hanging
it
out,
doesn't
like,
feel
good
like
job.
a performance. It feels like, I'm just with my friends
Yeah.
worshiping.
Friends, family, just worshiping. And
Right.
like it feels even better when you're with people that you know that you're familiar with, that you can
Right.
trust. And it just like you're like, yeah, dude, this is great. And it's really good having a team that you do worship with consistently, because you get like you figure out people's like tells. Like if I want Michael to build, I'll like do this, and that means like he'll build. So like whenever I do that, Michael will start building. If I do this, that means he like everybody settles down. Um, but usually, like when all of us play together, we all know what the other person's gonna do.
Yeah.
So we just like it's super easy to flow that way as well. And yeah, so like another tips and tricks, part 2. Another tip is like I don't know, just like there's gonna be somebody who wants to like I don't know, like they know that they have a calling on their lives to do something, and like Hunter has calling to be a worship pastor. Jerron got prophesied over about being a pastor, and it's just and then like even Caden wanting to be in worship ministry as well. Just being able to help them walk through that and understand what they're walking into. Like Hunter, like I was in his shoes. I was in high school doing worship for a bit, and then I felt like I wanted to go deeper into worship, and I've had people ask me like, "Hey, would you like kind of want to go into worship ministry?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." And they started like teaching me how to do stuff, helped me grow. My cousin Johnny is a good example of that. He's showed me a lot of stuff about worship ministry, and a lot of stuff that I learned are from watching Corey do worship, our old youth pastor, and I don't know, just having people that can encourage you and like encourage you and help you walk through those moments in your life are really good. So if you have anybody that feels like they're called to do something, I would just encourage you to kind of help them walk through it or kind of try to help them understand what they're getting into. And if you can't help them, then like at least encourage them and maybe find somebody that can help them or point them to someone that can help them. But yeah, just helping people with that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got a lot, but like I don't know, I have to write them down or something.
Yeah. I mean, on the flip side, it's pretty cool to be on like the other end of that because I was like, I went to Kamika and he was like, hey, you should join the worship team. And I was like, cool. This is just, a cool like little family to be a part of. I was enjoying it. I was having a good time. I didn't really have a set like thing that I wanted to do with my life. I was just, a kid in high school and just like not really sure what I wanted to do. I kind of had an idea, but it was more like that something like, okay, and like I guess if I have to do something, I'll do this. It was like it was like settling for something. Mm-hmm. And like Freddie was like, hey, would you ever want to like be in worship ministry? And I was like, that's a job. Like, dang. That's a job. Like I can get paid to do this. Oh my gosh. And then it was crazy. We went from like I was like, oh yeah, Freddie, he's like the kid at youth group who like or like the guy who like has taught me some stuff.
Weird kid.
And then it's like, oh, this kid's like,
okay, stuff.
Yeah. To give you more reference, I'm an only child, so Freddie was like, oh dang, this kid's like my freaking older brother now. Like, taught me like, Freddie's like, I don't know, he's like the best mentor.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, Freddie's like all the things that like I would need in like a mentor, like keep me humbled.
Oh yeah.
Freddie is like Freddie's the best, like keeping me like grounded humble, and like
always.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing that helps me with that is just that I was in those steps, your footsteps too, like being in high school, not knowing what to do, and then like going into worship ministry, feeling called, and just having people that were there to guide me, and I took stuff from that, like learning how to help people with that, and just based off all the experiences that I've had to do, and there's like a lot of worship things that I've had to learn by myself, and I mean like, there's people that could have helped me with that, but I don't know, I just ended up learning it by myself, and it kind of helps to understand how to help other people when you're doing it by yourself. So I just confused myself a little bit during that part. But yeah,
And if you didn't do that, I would never be here.
for real.
It's
So
crazy.
yeah, and like that, like that humble part.
Right.
I don't know. I always think about that, like when I'm doing worship, and people are like, "Oh, dude, like worship went like so good. Like worship was great. Like you did really good." I was like, oh, it feels so weird when people say that because, like, I don't like it wasn't me,
Right.
because
Exactly.
I'm just, or how Dalton puts it, like I'm just a glove.
Mm-hmm.
The Holy Spirit uses me, and He flows through me, and
Yeah.
I just let God use me in ways that, you know, He wants to use me. Like I think it's Isaiah 6:8, where it's like talking about like, "Here I am, Lord, like send me."
Yeah.
And
They're saying, you know, like who are we gonna send, Lord? You know, like who's gonna go for us?
mm,
And he stands up. He says, "Here I am. Send me."
yeah,
That's like, I don't know. That's what I feel like we all try to, like, you know, stand by. It's just like,
mm,
we're here. Just, you know, send us, use us.
use us, yeah. And like, and there's some stuff that are like I understand, like I'm the one that set up the set lists and all that, but like I couldn't have done it
Yeah.
without God, and like just being able to worship. So I don't know. It's all God. It's all the Holy Spirit. So
Mm-hmm.
if you ever see us like going crazy during worship, that's
not us.
It's God. We're not that cool. We're not that cool. But yeah, I don't know. Just it. I don't know. Just like the thought of just, you have to be humble. If you're like going around and you're like, yeah, like that was us.
Yeah.
Like we're that guy, pal.
Mm.
Like I don't know. Just it just looks so, I don't know how to, like, cocky. Like
Yeah.
like we're like the best.
Yeah, it gives you
like,
the-
we do
it-
this.
It puts all the attention on you.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I've seen there's a couple people, and like I've seen some people in ministry that would do that. Like, yeah, dude, that was like all me, or like take credit for a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, ugh, it just feels weird. Like, just I don't know. Like, it just feels right. Like not taking credit, because it's like you didn't do anything. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, I get like you did, but like God is a real person who's doing stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. But what else? There was something. Yes, okay. Youth revival night.
Yes.
We're gonna try to do that this Friday, 6 to 7:30 here at the church, Abundant Life Christian Center. It's gonna be pretty dope. We got a sermon ready. We got some worship. Like, you know, if you have any youth kids that you'd want to come to this, or you feel like it'd be good, invite them. If you have kids of your own that want to come as well, more than welcome to come. The age is usually around like 4th or like 5th grade to high school.
Yeah.
But if they're like a little younger than that, I'd still encourage you guys to just like bring them, and even come with them, and just have that time to worship. Like, if you're an adult and if you want to come with your kid, like you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not against that at all. Like, it's not strict or anything. Like, it's for anybody who wants to come and worship. The sermon might be a little towards that age group, but if you're chilling with that, then
And
more.
if you
than
don't have a
welcome.
church or a youth group, we're here
Every Wednesday, 6 to 7:30.
every Sunday at 10 a.m.
Yep. Or if you speak Spanish, every Sunday at 12,
roughly.
20 roughly.
It
And
rarely starts at
Thursdays.
12:20.
Thursdays at 7. So yeah, they have a Bible study.
Yep.
But yeah, we got a lot of stuff. So, follow the Compass student ministry page as well. There's a lot of updates and stuff about what we're doing on there.
Yep.
I'll even start posting updates and stuff that we're doing on this Compass Worship and Compass Worship podcast page, and just like put stuff that we're doing, the revival night, youth group, Sundays, any camp things that we're doing. We have our youth conference, Rise Youth Conference,
Yes.
coming up June 1st through the 4th. It's going to be dope. Getting worship figured out for that. Like an example of like learning and growing is when we first found out about the conference, I had the set list ready, and they're all like super upbeat, like kind of campy vibe songs.
Yeah.
Not campy, but they're like upbeat
Yeah.
youth ones. And I don't know, I just grew more, and we figured out like how our worship team works together, and we figured out like what worship style works for us.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, none of those songs are anything like that.
Yeah.
So I got to edit some of that, but there's some songs that like work really well with our youth and like with other youth that I've seen so far. So we'll definitely use that. But there's a bunch of other ones that I feel like are going to be really, really impactful during those moments.
Absolutely.
So we'll get that going. And I don't know what Dalton's plans are for worship at night, but I kind of really want to do like an outside set.
Yes. Oh, I hope we
But
do.
like have like our youth speakers and all that, like all that set up outside, and like
Yeah.
have like those tiki torch things,
Oh,
like fire just something, and like either do like an acoustic set or like even do the worship that we're like already doing, like the full band,
mhm.
and just get hyped like outside.
That'd be
That'd be
awesome.
so cool. But yeah, if you're interested in any of those, check out the page. We'll give you more info on everything going on. I'll even post after this about the revival night.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. We thought we were going to do like a short podcast today, but no, it's 51 minutes. So
Got deep.
yeah, sorry about that. And also not sorry about that, because we will go equally as deep next time.
Yes, we will.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we've had our fun with some random stuff, but now it's time to get into some serious worship talks, and just kind of like we'll still have those random stuff like occasionally, like
Yeah.
Marvel and stuff, but we're gonna make sure that we also get content out where people can learn. Like if there's anybody like me and Hunter that are like like maybe I want to go into ministry, they can watch us and kind of learn from that.
Yeah.
And if you like, if there's anything that you feel like was explained weird or you didn't really understand, you can also ask us. If you have anything that you want other people to learn, or like any tips that like I didn't even mention or anything, you can also comment them or send us a message. It'd be really cool to get some people to kind of give us some
topics,
like topics, or even like help us with like tips. Like if you have any tips that you really want like other people to know about, you can send it and we'll definitely put it in the podcast.
Or if you have any questions that you want to know about in regards of leading worship and being involved in ministry, especially as a youth, feel free to ask those as well.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening. And this was Compass Worship Podcast. Adios.